If you like the look of the factory headlights but wish they brought a little bit more to the table when it comes to the styling, these LED DRL projector headlights with the black housing and the clear lens will be a great addition to your 2014 to 2015 Silverado 1500. Now, as you can see, this doesn't stray too far from the factory design with the chrome border, the split design, and the amber detailing. However, it does take it up a notch for the Silverado owner looking for better lighting performance when it comes to visibility and staying noticeable when you're out on the street. These will also just be an all-around great addition to your truck if you're in need of an upgrade from your factory headlights that have seen better days and you want a quality option that won't just replace the housing but upgrade the entire light. Now, this headlight will again feature that split design and feature the chrome border for a classic look. Now, where it takes a turn is the large projector lens up at the top for the low beam, which will create a more uniform beam pattern for more focused visibility at night. Now, the high beam and the turn signals over on the side will feature standard chrome reflectors, keeping some factory style elements to the light as well. Now, what's really notable though is the LED daytime running light that's incorporated at the upper and lower portion of the light, which will modernize the styling and turn some heads while also staying more noticeable on the street. These lights will have a quality build with a black plastic housing and an OE fit for a straightforward install. Now, on the front, this will include a tough clear lens that will be able to hold its own and protect the lighting from any kick up on the street and any lighter abuse like branches and brush if you are going to be taking your truck off-road. This kit will also include an H1 high beam and H7 low beam, as well as the turn signal bulbs, so you don't have to worry about swapping any of the factory bulbs over into these new headlights. Now, this will also need a little bit of wiring when it comes to the daytime running light, but it's nothing too difficult, and we'll show you that in just a second. Now, these will come in at around $650, which isn't half bad for what you're getting in the kit. Now, compared to other choices on the page, this will again keep it classic yet sleek with some touches of OE styling and a more modernized feel. Now, others on the page that you'll see may differ in design completely. More expensive options may include a full LED setup or multiple projector design, and less expensive options may be a bit more basic than this with no daytime running light or just including the housing and no bulbs. Now, I think if you're looking for a middle-of-the-road option that's not necessarily going to break the bank, but is also going to give your Silverado a facelift, then these are going to be an all-around great choice. Now, install will be a pretty simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Again, it does include some minor wiring, but nothing that you can't get done in about an hour with some basic hand tools. So, speaking of the install, let's head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown of what that looks like step by step. That's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, a clip remover tool, wire strippers and crimpers, some zip ties, a pair of scissors or diagonal cutters, a Phillips head screwdriver, 10mm ratcheting wrench, an extension, 10mm socket, a test light, a T-tap, and some male spades. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a set of headlights on our Silverado. First, we're going to watch a quick uninstall video showing you how to remove your factory headlights, and I'll meet you right back here for the install.
All right, first step here, we have to uninstall our factory headlights. To do that, pop your hood. We're going to remove the radiator shroud. Now, there's a bunch of these plastic black push pin clips here. What you're going to do is take a panel removal tool. I'm going to start with this guy here. You're just going to pry up on the middle section. And once that's up, you don't necessarily need to take it off in 2 pieces, but once that's up, you can pull it off all together just like that. Do that for each one along the entire shroud. Now that all those clips are off, let's just lift up on the shroud and set it aside. Next up, we have to head over to the wheel well to remove this one Phillips head screw. Now, the reason we're doing that is because this entire trim piece that goes along all underneath the headlights and grille has to come off. So grab a Phillips head. We're just going to take this one screw off in each wheel well. So once you have one taken care of, repeat on the other side. And once that's off, you can start cracking that guy loose. All right, next up here, just pull that trim piece all the way off and set it aside. All right, next up, let's get our grill out of the way. Now, there's 4 10mm bolts at the top, so I'm switching over to an impact gun and a deep socket, so let's get those off. All right, now on the bottom left and bottom right corners, you're gonna find another 10mm. For the grill, I'm switching over to an extension on my 10mm. All right, same thing on the other side. All right, so now we can just pull the grill off in one piece. All right, next step, let's unbolt our headlight. Now I'm working on our passenger side here. There's two 10mm bolts up top we're gonna start with. All right, next up, behind where our grill was here, there's one more bolt at the bottom down there. All right, we have one more down here in the corner, right behind where the trim was underneath the headlight. I'm gonna use a 10mm ratcheting wrench for this guy just because it's at a tough angle. All right, so now we can just pull that straight back. And you just pinch and disconnect the harness. Just like that, set your factory light aside.
Now before we install our new headlights, we're gonna have to get our wiring situated. Now we have two bullet connectors that are gonna go to each headlight and then a wire on the other side. You can wire this up however you'd like. The way we're gonna do it is with a T-tap and a male spade. So we're gonna take our male spade, crimp it onto this wire. We'll get the T-tap on the body harness side and then connect it all up. So now we can take our wire and twist up our lead. And then we'll grab our male spade, slide that over, and then use wire crimpers to crimp that down. Now for our T-tap, we already have these installed on the truck from a previous install. However, this little metal piece is gonna go around your wire. You're gonna close this up, take a pair of pliers to pinch that down. And then this side is the side that your spade connector is gonna slide into to make that connection. So now we're ready to install our T-tap onto our body harness. I've got a test light. We're gonna put our ground to a metal bolt and then probe inside the connector to find our power. And right there, we have that light up, which is our gray wire right here. Now we already have a T-tap on here from previous install. If you're doing this for the first time, you'll just put your connector on, close it up and crimp it down, and then you can install your male spade into the T-tap. So now we can take that male spade and slide it into our T-tap. And then we have our first bullet connector. So I'm gonna lay that in here and zip tie up all of our excess here. And we'll take a pair of scissors or diagonal cutters and chop off that excess. I'll tuck that away. And we have our other connector that will run across to the other side. So now to run our wire to our other side headlight bucket, I'm gonna run it up through here. We're gonna follow this harness, follow our hood latch cable, and then drop it into our headlight bucket. So now we can go ahead and install our headlights. We have our main connector that's going to our body connector, as well as our bullet connector that's going to our harness. And then we'll slide this into place. Next, we can reinstall those two bolts up top. And then we'll grab that 10mm socket to tighten them down. Next, we can come to the inside corner of our headlight and reinstall that 10mm bolt. And tighten that down with the same 10mm socket. Next, we can come to the outside corner of our headlight and reinstall that bolt. Then I'll grab that 10mm ratcheting wrench to tighten that down. And now we can do that same thing on the other side. Next, we can line up our tabs and reinstall our grill. Next, we can reinstall those 4 bolts at the top of our grill. And then we'll take our 10mm socket and tighten these all down. Next, we can reinstall our 4 lower grill bolts. Now, this is going to be impossible to see on camera. Everywhere that we have this little rectangular cutout, there's a U-clip recessed back in there. So I've got an extension with a 10mm socket. I'm going to put a bolt on there just to get them started, and then I'll throw my ratchet on the other side to tighten them down. And next, we can line up and reinstall our lower trim. Next, we can come to our wheel well and take a Phillips head screwdriver to reinstall our screw. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. Now lastly, we can reinstall our radiator cover as well as all of our push clips. We have these 2 tabs that are sliding into these slots right here. So we'll get those in first and then lay it down. And now we can just throw in all of our push clips. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the LED DRL projector headlights with black housing and clear lens for your 2014 to 15 Silverado 1500. Thank you for watching, and for all things Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.